It was time once again for the silent auction at my local game store, and I was really excited to see what I could find this year. Little did I know, my puppet Kringle was following me around and outbidding me by $1. I still managed to get some really good deals, so let's take a look at my haul. So this year I saved up some money and I went in there and I got some interesting stuff. First of all was this lot of Frostgrave stuff. I don't know much about Frostgrave at all. I ended up bidding $21 for this, and I think that's a pretty good deal because I got the main book and then 3 little expansion books, some cards for spells, and I also got a little mini too. Well, actually no, I got 2 little minis. That's neat. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize it. Let's just take a look here. That's annoying. Yeah, so that's a cool looking mini. Absolutely no idea like what brand these are or anything. I don't know. These look really good. I mean, they're metal miniatures and everything, so I mean, I think I got a pretty good deal for that. $21 for all this stuff. Alright, so this is one of the ones I'm feeling a little bit bad that I bid on, because I spent $8 on it. It's this stuff. I still don't know how you pronounce that. Malifaux, I don't know. So it's 10 Thunderers, and I thought this was going to be all like ninja guys, so I was super psyched about that, because this is not a 10 Thunderers, but that's still pretty cool. So I was kind of concentrating on that, so I thought it was going to be all mostly ninja martial arts dudes, and this has got some cool minis in here, and these I think you could safely say are, you know, martial arts-esque, and these are 28mm, so. But then these guys here are all like weirdo guys, and these like have like biomechanical stuff, and I don't know how well that's gonna fit in with the minis I already have. So I don't know, $8, that's a pretty good price, but I kind of wish I hadn't have bought this, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to use the minis. Alright. So let's go back to a really nice little deal here. This is some pre-painted stuff, which is rare. And this is actually one of the few pre-painted things that Gale Force 9 did. And as far as I know, not many companies have done like pre-painted like official D&D stuff. And so Gale Force 9, I believe this might be one of the few sets out there that's pre-painted and not done by like WizKids or somebody. So take a look. This is some actually decent looking stuff. And more importantly, it's made out of stuff that's not going to break. So we got some semi-translucent crystals. We got some lovely water effect stuff, and this stuff looks like really, really floppy material that's not going to break at all. So you can just drop it on the table. It's not going to be like some of this, you know, miniature terrain wear. But yeah, I really like this stuff. Now the paint job obviously is not that great, but you know, you could easily touch this up if you want. But frankly, the whole idea behind getting this is that you just have some cave terrain ready to go. No fuss, no muss. I ended up paying the pricely sum of $16 for this. $16, which I think is a fair enough price. I think that's like way less expensive than, obviously I think this retailed originally, like it says on here, yeah, $40 originally retailed. I don't know how much it's going for now, but I think $16 is a steal on this, just because, you know, I don't have that much like terrain for Underdark stuff, and this is just convenience. And it's a collector's item too, so if I need to sell it later on, I can easily sell it. So that's cool. Really thought that was kind of interesting. Also, one of my pricier items that I got was this guy right here. This is Warhammer Dwarf stuff, and it is a whole lot of sprues, and I mean a whole lot of sprues, and a whole lot of bits, and even some siege weapons and stuff. Interestingly enough, like some of this stuff is metal stuff. So I really like that. But there is some like nice resin stuff here. I mean, these guys are nice. I mean, I really like the Warhammer stuff in some cases. Here's an example of one of the metal miniatures. You know, a lot of personality, nice thick bit of metal there. And we also have a bunch of... Ooh, yeah, look at that! This, I believe, is... I think this is, like, one of those things where, like, the dwarves would hit it and have magical effects. Yeah, so there's some interesting stuff in here. Ooh, look at this guy. This guy's almost already completely painted. And it's a lovely little siege weapon here. A little catapult. That's nice. I might just put that together and use that. So yeah, some cool stuff. Some cannons, some other dwarf guys. I mean, these guys are all assembled and stuff. Ready for primer and paint. Ah ha ha! I like this. Little dwarf guy's got a stein of some sort of Bugman's probably. That's nice. I like little touches like this. Yeah. So this was 21 bucks for all of this. So that's not that bad. I would say that's a pretty good price considering there's probably way more than $20 worth of miniatures in here. So 21 bucks, not a terrible price by any stretch of the imagination. Let's talk to one of the ones that I got kind of randomly. This is Dungeon Run. And I have no idea what this is. I bid $2 for this guy. And there's some terrain, which is just slightly smaller than 21 millimeter. I'm sorry, slightly smaller than, you know. But the miniatures, I believe, are closer to true 28 millimeter. So they're a little bit smaller than D&D miniatures, but they were interesting. So I bid $2. I got 8 miniatures out of it if I don't want to deal with the board game. The board game looks interesting. I'll have to see if, like, you know, it might be better off if somebody wants this that I know. I could just give it to them as a gift. So that would be nice. But Dungeon Run for $2, random game. This was weird too because, like, they moved this, so it was on a certain table, but then it got moved. So after I won it, I was like wandering around a little bit trying to find it again, which was a real dang pain. But yeah, got that. Okay, so here's one of the ones that I also kind of randomly bid on, and I didn't realize I was going to get. I bid on 21 bucks to get this box. This is a Clan Wars. So I bid 21 bucks. I had seen these sorts of miniatures before. There's like a lot of like samurai guys in here, which I believe is mostly the Clan Wars stuff. However, there's also a bunch of like other more sci-fi-y type miniatures. Which I believe... Yeah, I believe this is Games Workshop. And I know for a fact that this guy here is definitely Games Workshop. This guy's definitely Necromunda. And he's a metal miniature. So there's a bunch of random sci-fi guys in here, which is interesting. Can't see what this is. 1994. I have no idea. Sci-fi miniatures, obviously. Oh, this guy's heavy. I have no idea. Maybe Games Workshop, maybe not. That's pretty cool to me, though. Though these are all dusty and disgusting, and the initial bid was $5, so somebody was just trying to get rid of these. I don't know. This might have been more trouble than it's worth. You know, there is a lot of really interesting minis in here, but there's also a lot of sci-fi stuff, so it's going to take time and effort to go through it, and I don't necessarily need a bunch of, you know, some Ral Parthet ninjas in here too. So, I don't know. I feel a little bit bad that I bought this, probably. If you don't specifically need miniatures, then you want to stay away from, you know, purchases like this, which are definitely purchases that are like, oh yeah, well this would be kind of cool, so. But I don't feel bad. I'm sure I know somebody who will want some of the old Games Workshop stuff. And, you know, I'll probably end up painting up some of these samurai type guys, because that would be interesting. Oh wow, we got female samurais too. That's pretty cool. And this is... I have no idea. No idea. But yeah, I like the poses on some of these. So for 21 bucks, obviously, you're getting your amount of metal. But there's, boy, there's just a lot of these boys in here that are all beat up and disgusting. So, who knows? I will probably end up selling the sci-fi stuff online. But still, yeah, if you don't speculate, you won't get anything. So, yeah. All right. And I found some interesting little things here. I ended up bidding $2 each for these. So I paid $4 for these 2 bags of miniatures. These are actually Mantic games, and they are like from Loka or something like that. There's a kind of board game type war game thing that Mantic came up with, where the pieces like resemble chess pieces. So with a full set of these, you would have enough pieces to make like a full chessboard. But there's also game rules for, like, you know, just a war game based on these miniatures. And they're not bad looking, actually. I like the looks of these. There's some of these guys that look pretty good. So for $4 for this many miniatures, I felt it was an okay price. I probably could have bid $1 each and still got them, but you know, who knows. Ooh, I like this one. So this is kind of like a whirlwind gas. That's pretty cool. Roughly in scale to 28mm heroic. It's a nice griffin there. But yeah, you can easily see how these things could be used for chess pieces. Some of these, this would make a really nice statue. That's pretty cool. So, happy enough with that. So, here is where regret sets in. Because I ended up getting Dungeon Command for $16. And I assumed there wasn't much of a chance of me winning it. So I ended up bidding on all the Dungeon Commands that were there. So I ended up winning all 3. And I paid $16 each. And man, I don't know how I feel about this. I didn't have Tyranny of Goblins. I actually owned the Sting of Loth. But I was always interested in maybe collecting these. And it's nice to have the selection of miniatures. Man, especially back in the day when a lot of these guys weren't so popular. But I found this. Some person made a completely custom board here for the game. This is magnetic. So someone clearly put a lot of time and effort into making these. This is all like wood burnt in. It's all very nice looking. So that's all custom. These miniatures are complete as far as I can tell. And you can see these are obviously, you know, the old Hasbro style miniatures, which are getting more and more rare as we go along. So, you know, it is nice that it is nice to get more of these, because they're going to get the price on these. I think is just going to keep on rising and rising, because everybody likes the Hasbro miniatures because they're indestructible, and they're indestructible and they're not too bad. Now, the note on the box said models had been customized and touched up, and they have indeed. If you'll notice that these were clearly touched up by somebody who does it a little bit differently than I do. I'm very, see, they actually did some nice coloration on the top there. I probably wouldn't have done it like that. But yeah, they kind of have like this kind of weird brushed base. So not too much touch-ups, but it still looks okay. I could compare these to the non-touched up ones, but you know, I think you'll be able to easily tell. See, this is actually good. Drow miniatures, for whatever reason, are actually super expensive nowadays. So just to have the miniatures is actually a really good deal. Because frankly, you know, you never know when you're going to need a huge drow army. And, you know, having the, you know, option just to have a bunch of stuff ready-made is very nice. So, happy enough with those. I do feel like this is something that I didn't necessarily need, because obviously, you know, I want to keep them in package and stuff, and they're not really collectible, technically, anymore, because the touched-up miniatures, but I think most people are buying these sets for the miniatures anyways. I don't think many people actually play the game. And you can tell he really touched these guys up. These are much different than the originals. And I don't know if these are protected at all with varnish. I think the paint was on there pretty good. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, they're not. Yeah, so with heavy handling, this this paint will come off, but with just regular play, I think these will be okay for a while. But yeah, he certainly did touch all these up. Let's see here. Yeah, so back in the day, man, like, you know, definitely these guys were a lot more expensive. I actually don't know. I think the prices are so like fluctuating right now. It's tough to know like how much a set like this is worth. So I mean, I don't feel too bad. I think there's definitely things that I could have bid on that would have been better, but I really don't know. Plus you get these little dungeon tiles, which are nice, but I got a bunch of these back in the day for like 25 cents each. When I was using a lot of dungeon tiles, so I don't really need the dungeon tiles. I'll put that custom thing in there. So yeah, overall, I think this is my biggest regret. I probably did whoever was selling these a bit of a favor, because I might have been the only one who was bidding on these apparently. So yeah, $16 for 3 sets of dungeon commands. You know, it is what it is. I probably should have been more careful with my money, but now that I have them, I don't mind them so much. I'll just have to find a space on the shelves for them, which is going to be the biggest issue. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video about the 2019 silent auction. You should reach out to your local game store and see if they do their own silent auction on board games. It's a great way to both get rid of your stuff and pick up some new stuff. I ended up getting rid of some of my stuff, and I was actually shocked. A lot of the stuff that I had put out there, I figured I would get a couple bucks for. I ended up making $39. I ended up spending $125, so obviously I didn't break even, but I think I got some really great stuff. I hope all of you guys will find some awesome items as well. If you like this video, please take a look at some of the links in the description to help support this channel, and leave a nice comment in the comment section.